Welcome back to Gainz N Grind, where we don't just lift weights, we lift standards. Every rep has a reason and every drip of sweat is part of the mission. Now let's chase progress, not perfection. Are you ready? Let's grind. What up, everybody? It's your boy Tykune, and we're gonna start off today's workout with a warm-up of the quads. It's gonna be the leg press, baby, at 8 reps with 395 pounds. Now, of course, baby, make sure your form is correct, and then let's get to it. This work ain't gonna get done until you get to it. You feel me? Let's go. Now I'm gonna pump out these next few pushes right here, and I fix my back against the seat. That's exactly where you want it most, or the whole time, baby. You don't want to be leaning up at all. Trust me on that one. And boom, just like that, we on to the next. Then we're gonna move on to the hack squat. This is also gonna be a warm-up. This is 8 reps at 105 pounds. Same thing, make sure your foot positioning is in a great spot. Keep that focus on making sure you drop down all the way to that 90 degree with your legs, and then you push right back up, baby, and keep going. Now this ain't exactly easy, but it's all about everything's about some pain, man. No pain, no gain. We in the gym, baby. We trying to get it right. Now, I mean, don't go through too much pain. Now, if you're going through crazy pain, then you're probably doing something wrong. But there's got to be some pain in order to see some gain. Yes, sir. Got that out the way. Now we're moving on to the actual, or the next warm-up. This is also going to be like a slight warm-up, but this is not 590 pounds. 3 reps of this, see how it feels, and get us ready for the bigger weight. Let's get to it. Yeah, some quick, man. Already done, you feel me? Feel me, boy. And now we on the next superset. Now, understand this. This time, we're not warming up on this one. We're going straight in. So now we're going 10 reps at 185 pounds. Now, gotta get these out the way. On top of doing that heavy lifting with the leg press, I'm gonna tell you, this is a tough day. But if you can manage to get through it, it'll definitely be rewarding. No cap. Let's get to it. Yeah, there's only a few more I need to do. Yes, sir. Yeah. Pain. The gain. Pain. The gain. Yeah, it's all about some work, baby. You got to put it in. If you don't put in the work, you ain't getting nothing out of it. Now we're going to move on to the other half of it. This leg press, we're doing 5 reps at 655 pounds. Now this is where it gets tough, baby. Now, at this moment, this is probably the most I ever did with a leg press ever before, because I haven't really went too far ahead in the leg press, but this is a lot of weight, and you know what? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. But you know just how you condition yourself to lift heavier, and you gotta make sure that you're doing this with the right amount of strain on you as much as possible, but at the same time, you don't want to be overdoing it, because if you do, you can ruin out the rest of your workout, and this will be it, the end, right then and there. After the first part, you didn't even really do nothing. You feel me? So now we're gonna move on to the second superset of the workout. It's the dumbbell Romanian deadlift, baby. 6 reps at 40 pounds, and then we're gonna lead over to the other half of the workout. It's gonna be a nice little good superset, baby. I make sure these are as challenging as I can as possible, but at the same time, I don't want to do nothing too crazy, because I do heavy workouts. I do anywhere to an hour and a half. So I got some time ahead of me. You feel me? And the second part of this is gonna be the dumbbell lunges, baby. We're gonna do 10 reps at 25 pounds. Now both of these we're doing 2 sets each, and then that's how we get it done, baby. But as you can see, I was already starting to lose a little bit of my balance, only because I was already starting to get a little burnt. The first superset really cooked you. But keep at it, man. Don't ever give up. Keep focusing on each next step. If you worry about the bigger picture, it might, it's a mental game. If you think about the big picture, it might defeat you before you even start. But just try to take every step, every rep, every set, one by one, and then it'll help get it done. You won't have to focus on nothing else, just trying to get through that. And I promise you, before you know it, you'll be done. Like, damn, I'm already walking, or I'm already doing my cardio. Sheesh, easy. But again, gym ain't nothing easy. This ain't for the weak-hearted. Y'all better be ready to do this when you step in here. It's a challenge. And I promise you, stay consistent, and you're going to get some work out of it. Let's go. Now next we're moving on. this is a warm-up. It's another superset. I do about 3 supersets throughout my workout. Might include more. Might not even do more than that. We'll see moving forward. But right here, we did 8 reps at 70 pounds. And then we also lead into another workout, which is the lying hamstring curl. Now, on this one, though, you got to do both sides. So we did 8 reps on each leg, 70 just to, you know, get your muscles firing, get them fibers ready, because we about to lift a little bit heavier after that, and focusing on making sure you get the right form and speed with this. Speed by when you bring your foot down, you don't want it to come down instantly. You honestly want to slow it down as much as possible to keep that tension, baby, and that's how you make it work. Now here's the other warm-up, hamstring workout. It's going to be 8 reps at 68 pounds. Now the reason, unfortunately, it would have been 70 if those machines, you know, were accurate and had exact 70 or exact 80, but it has some weird numbers like 68, 108, 118, so don't mind the number, just pretty much go for 70. If it says 68, go for 70, all right? And then same thing here, the slower you come down, the better. Keeps the tension on the muscles, baby. Yes, sir. And that was the warm-up. That was my little sign. If y'all don't know it yet, that's it. Now here comes the superset. 10 reps at 118 pounds for both legs, baby. Now here comes the burn. Like I said, slower you come down, the better. If you can get it up, and for some reason you're burnt to the point where you can't like slow it down as much as you'd like, well, I mean, I guess in the end of the day you're trying to get the reps in. But the more slower you go when it comes down, the more tension you put, and that's when you really start to see that muscle gain. Remember, it's all about keeping tension on the muscles, baby, and that's how you do it. Yes, sir. Switching over to the other side, struggle. This was not easy for your boy. No. At this point in my life, I still wasn't able to get over 120 with those and do like some serious reps. So we're building the endurance that eventually does show, and I will show you guys the progress I have come to now. But before we get into all of that, let's just focus on where we are now. In this one, we're focusing on doing, again, 10 reps at 118 pounds, and that stuff was not slight work. But it's light work, but it's not slight work. Yeah, look at that. Your boy was struggling on the last, like, I think 3 of them. Which means then that was a really good weight at that time for me to be struggling like that. And then we move on to the other half. We're doing this part of it. We're going to do 10 reps at 108 pounds, okay? So now we moved up, like I said, big boy weight. And the slower you go down, the better. You got to get that. You got to get that motion going correctly, and then you got to keep your focus on the speed of how you bring it up. And you know, I see a lot of people be more explosive on like when you bring the bar up, but I've seen people go really slow on the way down. I'm gonna look more into that and see if there's something involved to that. If you guys know more about why people are exploding on like certain parts and then slow on others, which I know the slow is for the tension, but I always wonder why the explosion part was like in the beginning. But either way, let's move on. We're moving on to the seated machine calf press. We're doing 10 reps at 200 pounds. Well, the goal was actually 12, but on the first set, for some reason, I couldn't really get past 10. That was tough. Last 2 sets, I did hit 12. I think I had to warm up the muscles because at first, the weight was causing me to almost cramp. It was really tough, and that might have meant it was probably too heavy or something along them lines. I still got through it though, and I wasn't gonna give up without trying. If I couldn't do it, then, or if it was just eventually too heavy for me, then of course I would have just gave up and let it be. Ooh, yeah, tough. I can tell by the way I'm acting. Yeah, like smacking my calves is gonna wake them up. I don't know. If y'all got any things y'all do in the gym whenever you're really trying to like get through a set, put it down in the comments. I'm wondering what everybody else does. I do things like smacking my calves just to get them fired up. But let's move on to the rest of the workout. Now here we're doing the machine hip abductor, not with the AB, not ADD, ABD, okay? We're doing the machine hip abductor, 10 reps at 105 pounds. This one is really also the same thing. When you're doing the workout, the more slower on the coming back into the squeeze, that's where you see the tension on your legs in the first place, and that's where you can get the better gains. But you know, do it how you please. One person told me in the comments that they like to let the first one sit with contracted for like 3 seconds, and then for the rest of the workout go from that. I might start including that to see what it's like. Just like here on the machine hip adductor, now ADD, there's 12 reps and 135 pounds. This is the opposite one. One was working on the inner muscles. Now this one's working on the, let's see, I believe it's the inner muscles. So this one's working on the inner muscles, and the ADD is on the outer muscles of your legs. So just remember that. ADD in, ADD out. All right, and then we're gonna be at the elliptical, baby. That's how I like to finish it. Some good cardio. It doesn't matter what it is. I like elliptical. I mess with the cycle. I like to walk. I like to. I've done the row. I haven't done it lately. I think I'm gonna get back to that one just to try it out again after a back day. But we're gonna do some rows, and then I also like to do the Stairmaster. Yes, sir. So I like all these machines when it comes to cardio. Hope you guys have like machines you like to use. In the end of the day, it's all a preference, baby. But I think being well-rounded on using all of them could actually help out in the long run. It has a lot of benefits, and all of them target different secondary muscles. So why not give it a try, right? And plus, there's a lot of different things you can do on certain machines like Stairmaster. You could do some side steps, you can do some reverse movement. You can't necessarily do that with the elliptical, but you see what I'm saying? Being well-rounded with all the machines, doing different machines all the time, just helps out overall, yo. It has helped me. I've noticed a lot of changes and balances. Like for a long time when I first started the elliptical, I would be very stiff-legged, and if you haven't used the elliptical in a while, you'll see what I mean. It will feel a little awkward, it might feel stiff in your hips, and it might even make you feel weird when you're in the motion. But once you get used to the motion in the ocean, baby, it's all smooth like gravy. You feel me? You just gotta keep going. You gotta be persistent, and maybe even start doing some stretches, y'all. If you haven't started stretches yet in this part of your course, or you haven't started at all, maybe look into some and start incorporating them. I promise you, doing certain stretches can loosen certain muscles to points where like you haven't been before. That's only just because you're so tight from maybe doing certain actions in your life, your everyday, whatever. It is what it is. But that's what we're here to do, to improve ourselves and keep it moving. And this is how you do it, baby. Just keep going. You see me? This wasn't easy. I wasn't doing 15 minutes. Now we're there. Maybe gonna shoot for more. But like I said, anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes is pretty good pocket to be in, okay? Again, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe on the video, guys. You guys are amazing. I love all the support you guys have been giving me, and I hope that y'all keep chasing after what you're looking for. Thanks again for watching, y'all. Y'all being awesome. This may be the end of this episode, but it's not the end of the series. And of course, do y'all best to stay strong and healthy and be patient with yourself. Let go.